Hey, it's Obi Melifano, former safety from UCONN, and you're listening on the Fin Side.
It ain't the left side or the right side, and it must be the fin side. It ain't the left side.
Welcome back to another episode of On the Fin Side. This is Paul Pickett Jr. Today we continue our NFL draft prospect interviews with UConn cornerback and recent Dolphins visit, Jhavon Williams. Make sure you follow our show on YouTube, Spreaker, iTunes, Stitcher, and more. And also follow us out on Facebook and Twitter. Jhavon, man, huge thanks for joining us today. How you doing, man?
I'm doing phenomenal. Thank you for having me. It's been a pleasure, and I'm excited. This process is ongoing, and just so surreal. I remember dreaming about this, daydreaming about this in middle school on my desk, and now it's happening. Just don't know. Just don't know the unexpected, and just excited. Excited.
Hey, we're excited for you. I know I've gotten a little closer look at seeing you play, getting to watch some of your games up at UConn, and really pulling for you here. Was excited to see you down in Miami in the practice bubble last week.
Oh, thank you. I was excited to be there in the practice bubble. It was like I remember rooting and watching Miami Dolphins growing up, and this is my backyard. I'm from Delray Beach, Florida. A lot of people don't know I'm born and raised in Delray Beach, and just being able to go to Miami and just have to take that opportunity, it's exciting. Got to compete with a lot of guys. I played with guys like Will Likely, Tremaine McCullough. There's a lot of guys from high school. Also, a lot of guys. I played against Stacy Coley. Had a group of guys from Miami, guys from all over. FSU, all over. It was exciting. Got to compete with the best of the best.
And you also had a few of your UConn guys down there with you. It looked like John Green.
Yeah, John Green, Bobby Puyo. Bobby Puyo is a Dwight kid. He's a Palm Beach County kid also. John Green went out. John Green, he's a great guy. Bobby Puyo, he kicked really well. I was just excited to be there. Everybody looked good. Me and John Green got to show off our talent, so I'm happy about that.
And I know Shane Day, who's one of the coaches with the Dolphins now. I know he coached up at UConn. Did you get a chance to talk to Shane while you were there?
Oh, yes, I talked to Coach Day. Coach Day was phenomenal. He ran right up to us, and he was embraced us with open arms. And I was just excited to see him. He gave me his contacts. He told me if I needed something, don't be a stranger. Coach Day, I haven't seen him forever, and just he was just happy for the success of everybody, and I'm just thrilled to be here.
I know we'll dive a little more into that. Want to talk a little bit about your college career. One thing I got to ask you about, I know the number 6 up at UConn is special after everything that happened with Jasper Howard. I know a lot of NFL fans kind of got awareness of that this past year when Antonio Brown had the Jasper Howard cleats on. What can you tell us about what went into wearing that number?
Oh, wearing that number was so surreal. What Jasper Howard did at University of Connecticut, and like a lot of people idolized him. Even you look just bigger than just UConn. Like you just said, Antonio Brown. He was one. He did something with his cleats during. He did the cleats. He drew Jasper Howard. On the cleats during the playoffs. Everybody knows about who Jasper Howard is and his legacy and what he stood for, and play like it was his last, and it was just a great opportunity for me. But for me to wear that number, actually, I messaged the team mom, Lisa Larry, because I made a photo. Somebody created a photo for me with the number 6 on it, and I put it up there on my Facebook, and then she saw that because we added each other on Facebook, and she saw that, and then she knew I wanted to wear number 6, and I wanted to wear it, and I asked her about it, and then I spoke to the coaches, and Coach Don Brown, Coach Pasqualoni, and the family, and they let me wear it. They're happy to let me wear it, and I'm just happy to wear it and move on his legacy, and that was exciting for me.
You're 5'10", 190. A lot of times you see cornerbacks that size don't really excel in run support. But one thing that I always noticed that jumped out about you is you definitely kind of bucked that trend. You're always coming up in run support. I know you've had a couple of 10-tackle games in your career, had 55 tackles, which is kind of high for a corner out there. What can you tell us about that aspect of your game?
I could definitely tackle. I'm not afraid to put my nose on the ball, and if a lot of teams, whoever get to watch my film, they're gonna see that and watch my game. Like you've been to a few of our games, and I'm just excited. I love to put my nose on the ball, in the ball. I feel like that's one of my upsides of playing football and playing defensive back, because a lot of people don't like to tackle, and I don't mind it. I like to hit, So I like to put my nose on the ball, so I like to tackle. So a lot of corners can't say that. I feel like I do that really well, like you just said. And I play to my strengths.
Speaking of strengths, what would you say, and I know part of improving is always being able to identify both your strengths and weaknesses. What would you say is A, your biggest strength at corner, and B, the area that you think you need the most improvement on?
Well, I'm a 4-year starter. I started as a redshirt freshman. Well, I played a lot as a redshirt freshman. Started a lot of games, and I got a lot of experience. So experience, there's not a lot I haven't seen. I know how to prepare the right way. I know how to do all the small things right. Going to University of Connecticut, like you do all the little things right, and at the end of the day, you hope to be successful. And then I think that's one of the biggest things I'll take away from University of Connecticut, knowing how to practice the right way, knowing how to go through the film and understand what I'm looking at, and that's would be like my biggest strength for me. I feel like my weakness, I would really want to say I have a weakness, but I'll say I like the NFL speed, because I haven't gotten there. So I can say I know what the speed look like,
Where do you envision yourself at the next level? Do you see yourself starting on the outside? Do you see yourself starting in the nickel? I know a lot of teams are in the nickel up to 60% of the time these days. Where do you really see yourself at that next level?
See, that's a great question, because I feel like I could play whatever teams want me to play. If they want me to play the nickel, they want me to play on the outside, I can do it. I think I'm a corner. I know I could play corner, but I'm not going to limit myself at all. If they want me to play nickel, I can play nickel. They want me to play base true corner, I can play base true corner. I got 4 years worth of tape there, So like I said, I feel like I could do pretty much whatever the teams want me to do. But I like to play on the outside.
Byron Jones, Bleedy Ray Wilson, Dwayne Gratz, and a number of others. There's a lot of secondary guys in the NFL that you've played with. What have you taken away from them, and have you gotten any, say, feedback from them on the process and what to expect at this level?
The process, actually, I spoke to Byron Jones. I spoke to Bleedy Ray, Gratz. I spoke, all those my guys, Darius Butler a few times, McLean. This process, just enjoy the process. It's nothing like the process. The process only helps you. And also, just finding one team to like you. It's 32 teams in the NFL. It's just about finding one team that fall in love with me. And that's what that's the process, cut down the process. Just get better every day, Not looking forward, just enjoying the process, going day by day,
I do. What are some goals that you've set for yourself at the next level? Just
going there and competing at the best of my ability, and being the best player I can be. Not putting too much stress on it. It's football at the end of the day. I've been playing football since I was 5 years old. So not, putting too much stress on it, and just going out, flying around, and enjoying and playing and having fun. Get back to playing football and having fun. And, because football is a fun game, and then I just can't wait to play. I can't wait to know who I'm going to be playing for, what uniform I'll be in. And so I just can't wait. I wish it was some way that I know a little sooner. But I'm just enjoying the process. Put one day at a time, one foot in front of the other.
We all know the Dolphins have spoken to you. They've had you in for a visit. Have you heard from many other NFL teams out there?
Oh, actually, I have. I've spoken to a lot of teams. Actually, I'm not even gonna just name them. I've spoken to it was pretty much all 32 teams there, and also I played in a Tropic Bowl game, Daytona, Florida. I've spoken to a couple teams there. So you really not knowing where you're going to go or who, because, it's a business. You never know where you're going to end up or what team likes you the most. Everybody likes you right now. You hear the same thing from each team. Everybody likes you. They're interested. They're going to be in close contact. But I wish I could, point a finger and tell you where I'm going to land. But that's not the case right now. I just get up every day and work harder and harder. But just keep working. That's all I can do.
And I'm going to tailor this next question to the Dolphins, even though it really would apply to any NFL team. Chris Greer is sitting in the war room on draft day. He's got your name and 3 other names sitting in front of him trying to make a decision. If you had the opportunity to talk to him right then and there, what would you tell him as to why he should select you?
Honestly, I'm going to tell him that 41 game starts. You don't start 41 games by accident. Men lie, women lie, but numbers don't lie. And I'm a blue-collar kid. I'm a hard worker. I went to University of Connecticut. I do things the right way. I'm not a troublemaker. I stay out of trouble. And he's not going to draft anybody like myself who's going to go to work every day and give him the same consistency and be on time. I'm not a troublemaker. I'm passionate for the game. And I think I'm one of the top corners in the draft class, and I'll just let my work do all the speaking for itself.
If you did end up on Miami, you'd be playing alongside Byron Maxwell and really a glut of young corners in Jhavon Howard, Tony Lippett, guys that have gone through recently pretty much the process that you're going to be going through over the next year. What would you look to take away from guys like Maxwell and Lippett and Howard? Oh,
them guys are veterans. They know how to do it the right way. They know how to practice. Maxwell, he was actually in Seattle for a few years, for a few seasons. I mean, those are guys who know what they're doing. They know how to practice. They know how to be successful. And I just want to learn, be a sponge, soak up everything that I can learn from them guys, and then and just compete and and put my own spin to it. But I'll just be excited to learn from them and do things the right way and go from there.
What advice would you give to young players out there that want to follow in the footsteps to go to a good school and play ball, go on to the NFL level? What advice would you tell them?
The advice I'll tell them is the sky's the limit. Never belittle themselves. There's going to be a lot of people that they're going to meet throughout the process, throughout their lives, and who's going to tell them that they're not big enough, they're not strong enough, they're not fast enough, and just never listen to them, because there's going to be those naysayers, and just every day you got to prove them, you got to go to work to make them, you got to prove them guys wrong, and honestly, I also tell them, your family, you're doing it for your family, your support system, everybody who represents, who believes in them, and so that's what I'll tell the young guys, and make sure they get them good grades, man. Grades take you a long way.
This is getting bigger and bigger every year in the NFL. I know growing up in Delray, right in the Dolphins' backyard, or with them and yours, you've seen it yourself. Involvement in the community gets bigger and bigger every year. What can fans expect to see from you at a community level?
Oh, well, actually, I give back. I'm in my community often. I talk to the kids. I do a lot because this is my community. It's all guys that little kids that I grew up with, kids that look up to me. I get phone calls from kids that are high school, kids in middle school. I like to go back. Actually, Crayvon LeBlanc, we went to a detention center and spoke to a few kids too. So I'm in my community. I'm in my community a lot, and it all starts within your community, your background, and in your backyard. So I think if I start in my community, and then I could go elsewhere and make everywhere, and give everybody else the advice. But I'm in my community a lot, and I have to make my place better, for everybody, So they can expect a lot of big things out of me within the community.
I'm going to give you a soapbox here. You can promote anything you need to promote that you've got going on. You can thank anybody you want to thank. Basically, you can tell people how to follow you out there. Floor is yours for that. Go for it, man.
They can follow me on Instagram at Jhavon6, so Jhavon 6, and my Twitter, I think, is Jhavon Williams 1, I believe. If I'm not mistaken, you might have to fix that for me. And I like to thank everybody. I like to thank all my family, my friends, my mother, my father, my grandparents, everybody who believes in me, my godparents, I don't know if I said them, my coaches, my high school coaches, everybody who ever believed in me, who helped in me to get to where I'm at right now.
Last question for you here, Jhavon, and this is one that nobody gets away from this show without answering. We asked Obi it recently. We've asked Dolphins CEO Tom Garfinkel, former Dolphins players, current players, you name it. Everybody on the show's got to answer it. You game?
I'm game.
All right. So you roll up to a red light down there in that beautiful Florida weather. You've got your windows down. You've got your phone or your iPod plugged into your stereo. You've got it on shuffle with every song being game on that iPod. One song ends. The next song's about to start. What is the one song you've got on your music player that you pray does not come on with those windows down and at that red light?
One song that I pray that I have on my playlist. That's a good question. To be honest, oh gosh,
we all got
I don't
one.
know. I honestly I don't know because actually I have Apple Music. So
okay.
So I just put it. I go Apple Music and I just put it on the artist and I just let him flow. But I don't know. That's a good question.
Man, because we've had a few defensive linemen pull out the big T Swift fan thing as well.
I'm not gonna lie. I'm not ashamed to say I'm a Taylor Swift fan. She has a few hot tracks. I like everybody. Beyonce, lyrically, they got good music.
I'm with you. It's one of those things you see a big NFL player out there singing along and you kind of go, wait, what?
Actually, I got one song.
All right, what you got for us?
1,000 Miles for Vanessa Carlton.
Ooh.
That's the song I wouldn't want to play. You heard?
All right, yep. All right, yeah. I can roll with that.
But it's a good song, though. But if my window's down, I'm on South Beach getting ready to pull up into the facility and go to work out, I wouldn't want my teammates hearing me jamming that.
All right, man. Well, hey, Jhavon, big thank you from us for joining us today, man. It's glad to have you here. We're going to be pulling for you in this process. For our listeners out there, make sure you follow Jhavon out on Twitter and on Instagram. Follow our show as well on Spreaker, YouTube, iTunes, Stitcher, and more. And you can follow us on Facebook and Twitter. On behalf of myself, on behalf of Brian Catanzaro, you're listening to On the Fin Side. And if it is not on the right side, it is not on the left side. It is on the Fin Side. Solo D's, take us home.
Fins up.
It ain't the left side or the right side, then it must be the fin side. It ain't the left side or the right side, then it must be the fin side. Listen, Dolphins fans across the land all tuning in to see what Brian Cat and Paul about